Hello, Orange Book and Maroon Book. This will be your PowerPoint video for just the English lesson. Our English lesson is on negatives this week. When you go onto Teacherease, like I am on the desktop right now, you will sign in, okay? Your parents can help you, family can help you. Then you will pull up your lesson for this week on negatives, okay? This is the English lesson. The PowerPoint that should pull up will look like this. So let me get that from the beginning, and we will discuss that in this video. I will make a separate video for your worksheet and go over it as best I can. Orange and Maroon, they're in the same one this week, same worksheet, and I'm going to go over this for just those of you in the Orange and Maroon. Okay? Negatives. Okay? We're still in modifiers. Modifiers are those adjectives and adverbs that I had you going over these last 2 weeks. Okay? Negatives are just those negative words that we put in sentences to show that we don't like something or we don't want to do something. Okay? So here's an example with this computer picture. Okay? Crashed again. So what would you say to the technician? I don't ever want to use no computer ever again. Oops, this sentence is not correct. And I'll tell you why. Negatives are words like no or not. And here's an example, perfect example of this sentence says, until recently, I had never used a computer. Do you notice that I highlighted the word never right here, okay, in yellow? That's a negative word. That's saying that somebody has never done something. It's negative, right? And then we got to remember contractions, okay? Because sometimes those negative words hide. Like didn't is short for do not or did not, right? Didn't, don't is short for do not. So I didn't feel comfortable using the computer at first. Not is hidden in that contraction, didn't. Okay, so there's a negative word right there. I just highlighted the N apostrophe T. Okay, not too bad. When we get to this page reminds us there are other words that are negative that may necessarily not look like no or never or not. There are some adverbs that I wanted to list here to remind you because you might see them in your worksheet. So here are some of them that I wanted you to remember. Not, never, nowhere, barely, hardly, and scarcely. Okay, especially these last ones here. Barely, hardly, scarcely. Those are the ones that can get tricky. Here's a perfect example. This sentence, I like this sentence because it uses one of those words. Now I hardly ever make a mistake at the keyboard. Hardly. So double negatives. This is where we want to be careful. We do not want to use double negatives. Okay? So here's an example sentence. I don't scarcely use my old typewriter anymore. Okay? Typewriter is an old thing of the past. Here's the word don't and scarcely. Two negatives. We do not want those in the same sentence. Remember, because not is hidden in don't. So it can be corrected two ways. I scarcely use my old typewriter anymore, or I don't use my old typewriter anymore. Okay, two different ways to correct it. So we don't want to have those two negative words together in a sentence. Here's a great chart to refer back to. Neither can become either. Nothing can become anything. Nowhere can be switched to anywhere. Nobody can be switched to anybody. No one, anyone, hardly to almost, no to any, none to any, never to ever. So the typewriter isn't as fast as no computer. Ooh, no, we don't want to use those two words together. The typewriter isn't as fast as any computer, or no typewriter is as fast as a computer. Okay, so there's some sentence to help us out. Summing it up, a negative is a word that means no or not, and a double negative is an incorrect way to use two negative words for an idea. Avoid double negatives. So the next video, I will be going over your worksheet. I just wanted to go over this PowerPoint with you to clear up some of